and I apologize for the late start on that. I'm just going to tab out and make sure that is okay. It should be working. Can you let me know, Nick, if that is working for us?
We are live. We're going to do it live.
We're doing it live. All right, so let's forget about everything I said when we were not working, and let's just move on from here. Last time we played, we changed the environment dramatically, so a lot of things in the station are different because we turned off the life support for the plants in the station. We also have the dash ability, which is going to completely change how we explore the station and how we fight bosses. Most importantly, how we fight bosses. So right now we're going to take a look and see where we're supposed to go, because I actually don't remember at this point. Alright. By the way, I have Nick with me here again today from, you may remember from last week.
How you doing, everybody?
Jacob unfortunately could not make it this week.
He was real upset about us turning off the life support system for the plants.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he was so mad.
He's very passionate.
He's very pro-plan. Okay, this is where we're supposed to go.
I, on the other hand, hate plants, so it works out perfectly.
Yeah, he's eating a salad right now. Plant murder. So another one of those situations where they're suggesting that if we turn the generator back on, these drills will turn on. And we have an objective. We also have another objective. As you can see, we have two objectives. Actually, no, that's where we're at right now. We had another objective that we saw that maybe an upgrade for our grappling hook, I think, is what it was. But anyway, we'll be able to come back into that room when the power is turned back on in the station. Alright, let me just go ahead and put this on here so I can see everybody's comments as well. Okay. Okay. So anyway, Ben...
Distracted there?
Yeah, been a little bit of an eventful week for me. As far as the site goes, I took a week off from work, and so I was able to focus on actually just playing games this week. And some of the games I basically got all the games that I'm reviewing for the next month out of the way. Because when you take vacation, what do? Do you write, or do you do you just play games?
Do you just game?
Right. The only one I haven't finished for this month is 3000 Fuel, but basically all the games that I'm reviewing this month are all very good, which is nice. I really dislike reviewing games that are bad. And the reason...
I think that's pretty universal.
Right, but it's a double whammy because a lot of the times I'm talking to the developer and that type of thing, and it's really tough to break the news to them.
That's actually a good point. I never really thought about the dynamic of actually reviewing a game when you're in communication with the person that spent so much time actually making that game.
And there's been a couple of times where I'm just like, I'm not going to review this, buddy. I got other things I can review. And it would just be better for both of us if we just quietly put this one away. All right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Now, I've been like really thinking about wondering what's going to happen when I finally find that 1 out of 5 review. I still haven't actually reviewed a game 1 out of 5 yet, and I think I found it, and I'm not going to review it yet. I'll get there eventually.
You'll keep it in your back pocket?
I'll keep it in my back pocket.
Hey, maybe it'll improve.
It's possible. I mean, the patches these days, a lot of my reviews will go obsolete. Like if I have... And actually, that's a good segue. One of the games I'm reviewing this month is actually Chasm, which I have reviewed already, and I actually liked it when it came out, so I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this room. Let's try going back over here again. I actually liked it when it came out, so I didn't really think that... Like, I recommend it, but There's been so many changes to the game since it came out. I just wanted to take a look at it again. I liked it enough that I think it's worth checking it out and seeing if it can get a better score than a 3 out of 5, which is what I originally gave it.
I think that's actually something that a lot of reviewers struggle with, especially the big name, quote unquote, big name reviewers, because games change so much from launch to when they ultimately get their last update. I was just reading about Days Gone on the PS4, that zombie game exclusive that got kind of panned when it first came out.
Right.
And apparently it's had a lot of updates since when it came out, and it's improved dramatically, but that's never going to be represented in the reviews because it's very rare for reviewers to go back and take another look at a game that maybe they reviewed, a year or more in the past, because there's always new games coming out.
Right. It's really tough to keep up. So I just want to take a moment and recognize how dumb I am as I was trying to escape this area. There's a teleporter right here.
You were trying to make things harder for yourself.
Oh my gosh.
More challenge.
It's been, in spite of the fact that I've had time off this week, it's been a long week for me. Oops. There's worms here. Were those guys here before? I can't remember. But yeah, that's something I struggle with all the time. I mean, I've got like 600 games I haven't looked at on my list. I reviewed 135 now at this point. So obviously I'm a little inundated, and the prospect of re-reviewing something is a tough sell when I have so many other things I could be looking at, especially if it hasn't changed that much.
So this area is we'll talk about that in a sec, but this is basically the Upside Down from Stranger Things, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to go back and look at the old footage from when we were here last time, but I think these floating particles weren't here before. Oh gosh, I can't believe I messed that up. And we're gonna try and go in this area over here, and I think we're able to access this one we couldn't before. I mean, not to mention I don't think we had the crab leg like the first time we came through here. So notice that there's red blocks going down, but we can only dash sideways. So a little hint for the future. And keep this
downward thrust.
We get a downward thrust at some point. And it looks like we need to go through the desert area to get there. So let's see if I'm allowed to move. I can't move around on the map, but I think you can see the route there if you look carefully. So we went to the wrong teleporter. But sometimes you have to go to a dead end to know you're going the wrong way, so...
Deep thoughts.
It's the sunk cost fallacy that I bring up at work all the time. Like whenever we work on a project that just isn't working out for us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the classic example of you get yourself a really nice meal, you fill up on the meal, and then you pay for a real expensive dessert. They bring it to you and you take a bite and you're just stuffed. Like you're uncomfortably full, but you already spent so much money on this dessert, you feel like you have to finish the dessert. So you make yourself sick eating it. That's sunk cost fallacy.
Hi Silver Inn, thanks for joining in. Thank you for the support. It really helps. One of the reasons why I like doing this site is because there's a lot of reasons why, and helping people find good content is one of my main motivations. I think I can make this. But yeah,
that did not go well.
That's what I get for looking at the chat for just a minute. We're gonna go back and heal. We're gonna try that again. I gotta get my bearings again and not be so embarrassing. But anyway, on the subject of, okay, I can't actually go through that. Now it looks like there's a gold block up there is the gate that will prevent me from getting through this section. So we'll come back here and we can break gold blocks. Anyway, I really liked Chasm, and I feel like it got a little panned, maybe unfairly, and maybe fairly. I don't know. It just depends on what your opinion is on what the content in a game should be.
Wait. Why are there floating eyes in the background? What the heck was that?
Oh, they just want to see you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out.
Just keep an eye on us. I think we can go through this now that we have a dash. Yes, we can. We're gonna go check this place out. Some computers in here, and it looks like... Okay, so it didn't actually mark the map on that. But spoiler alert, I've already played through Chasm again just to see, and it has improved a lot. I'm not sure how much I'm going to say it's improved. I'm still debating on that. Sometimes coming up with a score is the hardest thing about the review, because I tend to think of the scores as a tier list. Like, does it belong with all these other games fairly? Like, what does it say? And I'm not like comparing it to those other games, but just a measure of quality. Would it be fair if I put this in with the rest of these games? And
I believe that's actually the kind of the review mentality that, remember the movie reviewer Roger Ebert? He'd have his 4-star system.
Yeah.
And his argument was that it wasn't necessarily a perfect representation of the movie in and of itself, but you could use it to compare it against all those other movies in that same tier.
Yes. And the thing about those tiers as well is that these games are all very different. Like, for instance, we were talking about how I like to recommend this game to people who like Hollow Knight, but it doesn't have any RPG aspects or anything like that. So if that is one of the things you liked about Hollow Knight, that it's going to rub you the wrong way playing this game. This game doesn't have Geo or any kind of healing system like Hollow Knight has and all that stuff. So saying that this is a good choice for Hollow Knight fans is dubious because it's not a perfect fit. But it does other things unique on its own that make it worthwhile. It's kind of cool. I like this little bulb over here. Sorry about the exploding sound, but I always thought this was kind of a cool area.
No, this is cool.
Through here anyway.
I think... Wow, you just got to the bulb on my screen.
Uh-oh. Well, that's good to know.
Looks like a light bulb, which is kind of cool.
I remember getting lost in this section a lot, and I always ended up at that bulb, so it sticks out in my mind as a place that
I think that's an important part of any Metroidvania, is memorable landmarks.
Yeah, which is really interesting that it pulls it off with such with the graphics like this. Anyway, my point is that when I put something in the same tier, I'm not saying that they are equal in all ways. They offer something different that, if that's what you're looking for, then it's in many ways, like if it's a 5 out of 5, like what I gave this game, it's the best at what it does. Environmental Station Alpha is, I think, one of the best at, oh gosh, I just trapped myself down there. Okay. I would say it's one of the best at an escalating difficulty curve that is fair, but gets insane enough to really challenge basically anybody. Alright, let's take a look and see what we're trying to get to. Make sure. Alright, we're doing this.
Make sure this is worth it.
Yeah, make sure it's worth it. Make sure that I can get through the other side of it. Okay, so I have to capture this. I don't want to use my double jump yet because I want to save that for later. Whoops, that's the wrong bit. Okay, I think I have to go for this in order to get the right angle on this. So you can't dip too low. Whoops. I apparently need to switch my dash and grapple button because I keep pushing the wrong button. Which one that is. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Chasm right now, is I'm trying to decide whether or not it fits in with Momodora and Axiom Verge and the other 4 out of 5 games that I've rated as such, or if it would be better to put it in with like Treasure Adventure World and some of the other games that I've given 3.5 out of 5, which is still a good score in my opinion. But the issues with Chasm is that it's not an issue as much as a preference. It interestingly keeps the fantasy element subdued. Like all of your upgrades are things like shin guards that let you slide, or just climbing gear that lets you climb walls. Okay, I just wasted my. I'm gonna get to the other side. It's gonna be completely not worth it.
It'll be a good life lesson.
Did it? No, it was worth it. It was worth it. It's always worth it to get these. If I can get out of the pit. No. Come on. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Health tanks are always worth it. These things are so freaking rare.
At least they don't do the Metroid thing and staying down in the whatever sand.
Oh.
Doesn't constantly drain your health.
I think they might have stuff like that. I mean, we had the fire area from earlier.
Oh, yeah, true.
Anyway, I think that on my main file, I only had 27 health because that's all I found. You saw how hard that was to get that thing. You get an upgrade later on that kind of obsoletes a lot of your movement abilities, though, so I don't know if you remember the first time I came here, I don't think we had the charge shot, so this will be a lot easier.
And they really represented how annoying flies are.
Fly representation, 5 out of 5. So yeah, the interesting is it really subdues the fantasy elements, and if you're coming into it expecting an Igavania game, most of the Igavania games are insane. Like, you fight giant cats and...
Sure. They're not grounded in reality.
Right, and your abilities include things like turning into bats, and you get spells from enemies that make you shoot pigs that just hurt things on contact.
Hey man, easy. I can shoot pigs, alright? It's my thing.
When you play Chasm coming from Igavania and you hear that it's an Igavania, you may be disappointed that it doesn't offer the same kind of fantasy.
I think there's probably room in the genre for a wide range of, I don't know what we would even call that, theme?
Yeah, theming. Alright, here's a save point, so I can just heal at this point. Let's take a look and see what we got here. I don't know why it keeps double clicking the save points when I go to them. Alright, so there's 2 exit points that we can try. There's one on the bottom left in the water area, which I doubt is where we need to go. I'm thinking we need to go to this area to the right. And yeah, I actually kind of like that about Chasm, but on the same token, its big shtick is that you can play it many times and it has slight procedural generation, which I discovered on my playthrough this time, at least with the new patch. It's not a huge difference, which I'll talk about in my review, but okay, so there's another health up. If I remember correctly, this one's like really hard to get, so we're just going to keep that one on the back burner.
I think procedural generation is always hard to find that balance between, generating a map that is noticeably different, but then also is still fun to play.
Interesting,
since,
right.
they're getting better at making procedurally generated maps, truly engaging, but nothing's gonna top a handcrafted map, at least not yet.
Alright, this guy looks happy. We're gonna go ahead and shoot him in the face. Well, he can't be hurt by us right now, so we're going to avoid him. Now that we have that established, let's get out of here. Sometimes I can pull off really slick tricks the first time, and then I spend like 5 minutes trying to get across a room like earlier. Or, get my face destroyed by By flies. Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna rapid fire these things. So, like, in Aria of Sorrow, okay, we don't want to fall into that at all. We're going to try to hop over that. Anyone's going to get hit by that guy. In Aria of Sorrow, every enemy you kill could end up being a new spell, and you have huge replayability in that game if you are not just outright grinding to get every spell, because every time you play, you may end up with completely different spells to play with.
Sure, whole new skill set.
Chasm has 6 spells, period, that you can use your magic points on. And this was something I said in my original review of the game, is that it just didn't have enough variety in character building to justify the variety in level design. So unless you really like the core loop of what Chasm has to offer, this is interesting. I'm not sure. I think this may not be where we're needing to go at this point. No, wait, that bubble in the top left is actually our destination, so maybe we need to go to the room to the left, but I'm kind of obsessed with this area up here right now. Can I do that? I'm going to find out. I don't think so, but we're going to try it anyway. Come on. Yes, I can. Yes, we can. At what cost? 3 health left. Okay, is this really where we want to be, though? Oh, wait, never mind. So that... Wait, why was it... Alright, now I'm confused. Yeah, let's see if I can kill this thing for... Oh. Great. Okay, well, at least
We're
we know
actually
we can
not
get up
dead
there.
yet on my screen. Ah, there we go. You
If
just
I
came right
spit-
over.
If I spit involuntarily, then it means that we're dead. So, one of the cool things they added in, what is it, 1.75? 1.075 is the patch that I'm reviewing. One of the cool things they added was classes. You can choose like a warrior or a thief or a wizard. And I played the wizard for my full playthrough. I kind of played around with some of the other classes just to see what they did. And my amazing grappling skills have failed. I think I did the first perfect on the first time. I messed up this time.
Just wanted to give him a little company now.
Yeah, we had to make sure he got some screen time. He doesn't get paid otherwise. Oops. That was poorly timed. Well, now that we know what to do, this should be easy. I actually think this is where we're supposed to go. Remember when I said that this game like escalates into incredible difficulty levels? This is part of what I'm talking about.
Touching that. This actually plays into... I personally... You're much, much better at this genre than I am, obviously. But for me, one of the biggest frustrations on Metroidvanias is if you're struggling to perform some sort of tricky platforming, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, well, what if I'm just missing whatever power-up I need to actually
upgrade.
do this?
The irony is that later on you get upgrades that definitely... I should have dashed. Whoops. That definitely make this easier, but... I think this game was created for people who really like breaking Super Metroid, which is people like me. Because I love the idea that I'm not supposed to be there. And that's one of my favorite things to find in a Metroidvania game. And this game, like, it feels like you're not supposed to be anywhere. So
That's just the whole game.
it's not supposed to be here, the game. I'm just gonna clear out all these guys. I think I'm supposed to be platforming across those blue things. Maybe not. It looks like I might be able to. Okay, we're gonna find out right now. Could I have just... Maybe not. So what is this all about? What are those for? I'm wondering if there's like a secret hidden wall with a healing thing or something. At some point we're going to need Denzo or somebody to point things out to me that I miss, because I do miss things. I think there might be a save point over here. Okay, there is a save point, but we can't get to it yet. Okay, I'm remembering this part now. This part is coming back to my memory, and these things work a lot, so let's not get hit by them anymore. Okay, if I remember correctly, is this a boss? Yes.
Is this boss easier than Overgrowth?
I'm remembering it now, and we definitely need to perform in that earlier section a lot better than we did.
Yeah, you can do it. I believe in you.
With 8 HP? Well, technically, every boss can be beat without getting hit, so as long as I don't get hit, we're fine, right?
Yeah,
so this is a literal Ornstein and Smo type boss where we have... I need to quit making comparisons to Dark Souls. I'm sure people get tired of it. You have a choice, like which attacks do you hate the most? And I think they get faster, so you want to kill the yellow one first, I think, because it's pretty easy to dodge green and red. Like green, you just... Oops. Okay, no more talking about that. But as you can see, yellow shoots at you directly. Red telegraphs itself the best, so you probably want to leave him last. If I make it this time, I'm going to be really surprised at myself. And I'll probably die to the enemies in the next room over. Okay, I remember
the
this
ultimate
now.
tragedy.
I remember this now. This is one of those, pray that they had a save point close nearby, and they did not in this situation. One of the beautiful
the good old getting to the boss is part of the boss.
Yep.
Which I hate.
Yes. Well, I did say that not everybody would like this game.
Well, I mean, I can put up with it every once in a while.
I personally think it's fun, depending on how it's handled. Like in this game, the gameplay is fair enough. It doesn't bother me. If I felt like I was I had a random chance at succeeding, then it starts to grate on me.
You know, what I always think of when it comes to random chance messing up your attempt is in Mario 3, when you're in the last board, and there's the lineup of levels where a hand would come up and grab you and pull you down.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
Anybody that has tried to speedrun Mario 3, those hands are the bane of your existence.
Right, because that adds like, what, at least a minute to your run?
It'll basically tank your run.
Right.
And it's at the end of your run, so it's extra frustrating.
That is really frustrating. I love how all the TASs just walk right by it. Okay, we did good that time. One nice thing about playing content that I've already completed before previously is I still have muscle memory left over from the first time I had to grind this out and get good at it.
Sure.
Like, you'll notice that as soon as my memory caught up to where we were, I got through that pretty quick.
Yeah, it's not a long run, considering how long the first time took compared to just now.
Right, figuring it out is the hardest part. Or figuring out what you need to do. So I'm focus firing yellow to try and take him out first. I actually like this boss a lot, and I remember it now. It's funny how much goes away in 2 years of playing, 100 other games.
Well, especially if they're similar.
Right. Yellow's dead. Let's get rid of green. I think that was my mentality last time I played this anyway. So you really have to utilize your dash ability. Did he just get caught on the wall there? That's hilarious. Remember that you have invincibility when you are dashing. Because, I mean, it's crucial to survival. He's doing it right up near the ceiling. That's hilarious. Gosh. Yeah. Once I remember where we were, this wasn't so bad.
Might actually pull this off without losing the health that you lost last time. If you had done this last time, you would have been.
I got hit. Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. I would have succeeded last time if I had performed this well the first time. Note to self: wait till the screen loads before you move. Oh crap!
Oh geez, that is a bad. They placed those intentionally, didn't they?
Alright, let me think for a minute. Didn't that just open that? I thought that opens that. I better not die right here, that'd be really embarrassing. Like, just totally ace the boss. Alright, let's try flipping
Die on the way home.
Yeah, die on the way home. And that is part of the challenge. Main generator is up and running. Okay, so that is...
Pull a Henry Blake.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a MASH reference.
Where is the... I guess I'll have to go across the ceiling here, I think. Okay, how did I get out of here the first time, just now?
You,
I actually thought there might be a secret around here. Alright, am I just not seeing a platform that... Okay, maybe I just... maybe this is actually what I did, I just need to... Okay, now I'm confused. Reroll that footage. What did I do? Alright, we're gonna try and go across the ceiling. Come on. I should have dashed. Should have dashed when I was horizontal to it. You broke the wah-wah machine!
It's the sad wah-wah, wah-wah.
Okay, there we go. That's more like it. For some reason I remember you being able to go through the save point, but it looks like the doors are still shut.
And you exhausted all your options with that terminal.
Okay, we got it. Okay, which one's the save point? The left or right? We're gonna try the left. We really want the save point. Okay, that was close.
Man, this area is extra Metroid-y.
Yeah, those are not Metroids.
So have you ever talked about why, when you set out to start your whole Metroidvania project, you decided specifically on that genre? Like, of all the various options, you went with Metroidvanias?
Yeah, I actually go over that on my site. If you go to the About section, I do have kind of an explanation for why I went with that. There's a lot of reasons. One of them is because one of my friends was like, we need more Metroidvanias, and I was like on Steam, and I was like, we have millions of them. Don't you know about them? You know, and so I'm like, you gotta make people more aware of this stuff.
Sure.
So basically, one of the reasons why I picked this genre is because I wanted to prove him wrong. Oh yeah, we can't use this save point anymore because the power is on and it's blocking the save point. So this is what I was talking about when we first started Environmental Station Alpha. This game alters your environment in surprising ways as you progress. And I am just trying to get to a save point right now just to save at this point. So your favorite teleporter save point is no longer available, so this is now your next best option. But the other reason why I thought this was a good genre, one of the other things I wanted to see covered is RPG Maker games, because there are hundreds of them, and there's got to be some great examples out there of good JRPGs.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let's see.
Although it feels like playing through a bad Metroidvania wouldn't be fun, but I feel like playing through a bad RPG Maker RPG would be particularly painful.
That's not where I want to go. I want to go this one. Yes, and that's exactly why I didn't do JRPGs. On average, your Metroidvania game is going to run about 9 to 10 hours. So to hit the frequency that I wanted to review these games at, I felt like it was just the most feasible genre. So this drill, if you remember from earlier, has now powered on because the power is on and has opened this passageway. And there's another.
For some reason, I expected you to like jump inside of it.
This is one of those examples where the graphics kind of work against this game. You see this dark stuff right here? That's a wall, but it's dark enough that it seems like it should be, especially with how bright this grass is. Anyway, just an example.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's in the background.
Oh, there's a big old eyeball in the background spitting at me. Do not like. So yeah, now that the power is back on, the turrets and stuff in the station are all active.
There is a lot going on in this room.
Yes, I'm probably going to die until I figure out what we're supposed to do. Obviously, I need to hit that switch and get to it. Luckily, we're next to a save point, so I'm not too worried about my HP right now. But let's see if I can use this platform. That's all I need to do. Okay, next time I come into that room, I'm probably just going to grapple across that ceiling and knock it out instantly. Anyway, you have to really pay attention to what the computers are telling you, because if you had forgotten that the computer said that the drills weren't moving because the generator was off, then you'd probably be wandering for quite some time figuring out where you're supposed to go next.
Sure. Take advantage of the hints they give you. At least they're upfront about it. They're not all vague with their hints.
So, I don't know if you were here when we played this section, but we were here earlier, and now all the trees are dead, so...
Oh, yeah. I still, more and more, am thinking that my guess about the twist ending of this game is correct, and you're actually just a malfunctioning robot just torching a perfectly normal, well-operating station.
Well, spoiler alert, there is not one ending to this game.
Oh. Wait, am I right on one of the endings?
I think there's 5 endings.
Oh, wow.
Denzo would know better from me than I would. Alright, let's see. I always try to save my double jump in case I need it, and then it always gets me into trouble like that. Anyway, last reason why I picked Metroidvania games is because I love them. So...
Wait, always a good reason.
The grappling hook is so much fun when you learn how to use it. Like, once you get like to the point where you're doing it with intentionality, you feel like such a great player. Okay, so we got these gold blocks. I think you need an upgrade to your charge shot. Those scorpions. So this area is completely blocked off from the lower area, so we can't use that to save anything.
It is pretty cool how they make the most out of the existing map.
Right.
Basically creating whole new areas.
One of my favorite parts. I love this game. It's a great game. Not for the faint of heart when it comes to difficulty, though. Alright, I do remember this place. I And again, this is one of those situations where the graphics really work against you, because now we're in darkness. Everybody's favorite setting in any game.
Almost as fun as water levels.
I feel like darkness works better in 3D games than it does in 2D games.
Lets you have very limited planes of visual feedback on a 2D game. So when you make it dark, you're losing visual input. It just makes things hard.
Oh gosh.
And they keep teasing whatever that green thing is.
I don't remember if you find anything that makes the darkness less impressive here.
I mean, it could be worse.
I might have to turn the brightness up on my TV screen because it's daytime where I'm at. And it's really bright in my room right now. And if I remember correctly, you go along the ceiling up here. Oops. Alright. Are you able to see the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay, so this is really just my problem. Alright, give me a second. I've definitely got to change this. Because I am not getting through this section without turning up my brightness. And this is only going to affect my TV. It's not going to affect anybody else's here. Alright, here we go. Let's turn that all the way up. There we go. There we go. We can see things now. Okay. That's
just it's the robot adjusting his ocular input.
Yeah. Oops. I probably am going to have to repeat this anyway, because we got hurt so much with the spikes just now, but we're gonna... I have to get the right angle. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah. It's fun to pull. It was fun to figure out the first time. So, I'm using this game as the... Or I'm putting this game as the every month I do a game highlight. Get the right distance right. I think I can stand right, or I can just do that. That's fine. Every month I do a game spotlight, just of some game that I think needs more exposure, and I'm always happy to get more exposure to the Environmental Station Alpha. And I made it the highlight for this month. Remember that this one has 2 forms in it.
Not like him.
And ironically, I actually kind of recommend playing this game blind. But on that same token, you know, it's also really hard, so if you don't, I don't necessarily blame you. It's kind of like La Mulana in that respect. Like, this boss, I like this boss. This boss is fun. Fun to figure out. Isn't it great how he spits his poison in such great, perfect patterns that you can dodge? Alright, like I said, I didn't think I was going to make it with only 14 HP. I love the way the bosses are designed in this game. Seriously has some of the best bosses the genre has to offer, and I just wasted my double jump, so I can't do that. Anyway, Darkness is really popular as a level gimmick. It's like up there with... I wouldn't say it's up there with ice levels, because ice levels are just pervasive, but...
Because it's relatable. We all understand what it's like to be in an area that's dark.
That's true, and in 3D games, I think it works great because you can have like a flashlight or something, and you have so many viewpoints that you couldn't necessarily shine that flashlight into. So it's kind of like reloading in a game where it's fun to reload because of the tension it adds. But, in a 2D game, everything's just up in front of you all the time.
I think my favorite darkness mechanic in a 2D game is when you've got a light and then you can only really see, like, platforms are only revealed when they come within range of that light, and everything outside of that is just totally invisible.
Because patterns all over again. Oops. You have to remember that you can dash through enemies too. Get rid of these spiders because they don't really just destroy me. I think spiders might be up there with bosses you'll see in almost every game.
Spiders and
bats are really popular.
What else is coming?
I actually think this game might not have bats. I mean, it has bugs and stuff, so it's basically equivalent, but bats are the bane of my existence.
Giant eyes tend to be very common.
Yeah. That's another one you see in Castlevania.
And often they're inside hands, which I've never really understood.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Pan's Labyrinth is the one that's most memorable to me, but obviously it didn't come from there. But it suggests to me because Pan's Labyrinth is based off of mythologies. What country's mythology is that?
Let's see.
I want to say it's Spanish.
I mean, it takes place in Spain.
Right, which is why it would make sense it was Spanish mythology. Getting better at that, so that's good. The tricky part is getting past this spider without taking damage. Oh, I did it. Nice.
Roman mythology.
Really? Huh. Okay. Well, learned something new. So just keep doing this pattern, that's cool.
Just keep doing this over and over, it's super effective.
Oh gosh. Let's see if I can no damage him this time. Now that we've had 2 times practice with him. Nope, not happening. Oh, wait. Oh, you nicked me. I'm gonna be mad if I get through this with... Okay, never mind. Alright.
Okay, good. He hit me again.
He hit me again. I don't feel bad anymore. This boss is fun. I like this boss. It's like a dance. Alright, we're not gonna get any openings on this one. Oh gosh. You want to keep him on your screen so you can actually see what he's doing so you can react to it.
Sure. Otherwise, you just get a cavalcade of spiders charging at you.
Right. This is hard when there's still webbing on the ground. I think one of the reasons why spider bosses are so popular is because of that webbing. It adds a fun dynamic to the fight.
Sure.
It's just a good theming to have for a boss that can stun you like that.
Also, I don't think there's really any creature in existence that prompts more revulsion and fear than spiders. Oh, hey, spinning blades!
So what I just did seemed like a good idea, didn't it? Let's break the orb and release the evil spirit that was inside.
Hey, you know what? It had to be done.
Yeah, it kind of literally did.
What possible purpose could these devices have in the actual functioning of this base?
I think they're alien artifacts that they discovered.
Hey Mark, we just found this ball that spins on a chain forever. What should we do?
You're talking about from a... Yeah, I have no idea why they have these spinning blades here. This area is like a temple, though, so...
Oh, neat. I like that you can actually see space outside.
Yeah. I see that block up there, and I'm thinking that I can grapple off of it and fly into outer space. But apparently not right now. Oh gosh. That was genius. It's always embarrassing when you like do really well on this boss fight and you just die. Trying to get back to wherever you were. Oh, I can't dash while underwater. Is that something that changes later on? I can't remember.
You need the water boots.
Yeah. Well, I know you get an underwater dash ability, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Was this guy here before? I can't remember. These guys are kind of dumb. Like their attack pattern isn't terribly effective at actually hitting me once you realize they never go directly at you, they just kind of circle you.
Sure. They just want to hang out.
You're supposed to look at me. But I don't like voyeurs. Maybe I can. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna get myself killed on these spikes just trying to do this. Okay, I can't get that without a double jump, I don't think. So double jump is out. Nope. Okay, that's a wall there, so I can't do much with that. Oh, there's a passage back here. Anyway. This game also has some of those Metroidvania tropes that drive some people crazy, namely the passages that... hidden passages that you either have to shoot your way out or... Some
that are telegraphed really very well.
And I can understand why. Is there a way down from here? Maybe I just wasted my time. Come here, spider. No one likes you. Come on. Okay, there's a hole right here. And it leads to the safe room. How convenient. Alright, now that we've broken that orb, I think we're looking for other orbs, or it has activated the temple. I mean, I think at very least it activated those flying eyeball things that creepily move around you. Okay, I think I'm remembering correctly. So you see how this one's lit up?
Oh, you gotta light up the mass by breaking 3 more orbs.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I like how happy the lit up one looks. He's like, oh yeah, man, good job.
Yeah, you broke the orb. Alright, drills on the sides, yep. Friendly drills. We got a teleporter, which is nice. Always nice to find teleporters. Oh, there's an orb right next to the teleporter. That's convenient. I think the orb that I broke is the one you're supposed to find last. And I think I found it first the first time I played too, so...
You love sequence breaking.
Yeah. Well, I think in this case it doesn't really matter what order you go in from a sequence standpoint.
Sure.
I don't like the look of this fish. You can actually exit the water a little bit, that's not good. Let's move my wife's birds into the other room. I can still sort of hear them.
I can't hear them on my end, so I think you're alright.
I'm sure if you turn the volume way up, you can hear them, and you probably just think it's just ambience.
I have heard that there are birds outside, but I'm still not convinced that they're not drones set up by the government to watch us.
Especially when you're talking about this game. Whoops.
Come on, Masks. I'm trying to turn on your friends. Stop shooting at me.
I don't know why I didn't think that those buzzsaws would come down right there.
Man, it's pretty intense.
I love your escalating. Oh, this is getting kind of intense. When we're not even like. Oh gosh.
that was not a safe corner.
Now it's really intense because. Oh look, we got the data diskette that we couldn't get before. For some reason, I thought you had to use something else to get this. But okay, I think I can go above that one, and I can go. Yep. Just hug the wall. All right. And hopefully, there's a save point or healing something. Okay, I can charge shot to the death. That's good. I'm like tiptoeing now to get through here. I don't know if you've noticed with my playstyle, but I tend to kind of just tank damage.
Until you don't have any more.
Until I don't have any more, I'm like, oh, I got it serious now. Or, you know, unless I have to, like... Okay, so this says... I'm going to take a picture of this. If the keyboard's on. Oh, wait, I can't take screen caps like that because that's how this game works. That is a 4 and what looks like a backwards 7.
No, here. You want me to take a picture of it?
I can just go back to the stream and we try to remember it, but let's try not to forget that. I think that's important for something.
And that is obviously a 4 and an upside down L.
Obviously. It doesn't look like we can do anything in this room, so I think if we die, we're not going to come back in here again. Because we are probably going to die trying to get out of this place. There it goes. Oh gosh. So I have my, since I can't adjust the screen size the way I want to in this game. Okay, this isn't where the teleport is. I just want to trigger the teleporter. Okay. There's an orb right next to the teleporter. Let's go grab that real quick. So I have my phone open to Twitch, the Twitch app, so I can read people's comments. And I looked down after I died and saw myself die again. It's like instant flashback.
Your life flashed before your eyes, but only the last like 5 seconds. So you just watch yourself die over and over.
Yeah. It's like the 5th season of Dojo. Oh, wait, just wait. Okay. Speaking of which, have you tried starting JoJo again?
No, not yet.
Not after
Jake
you
couldn't convince
completely
me.
spoiled yourself to what happens way late in the series.
I watched the first episode of the like 5th season.
Yeah. Giorno Giovanni. Should I go this way? Let's go look over here. Oh, I remember this. If I get this, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, come on. Alright, check this out. Alright, check it out when I actually succeed at it. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, it's just a data diskette. We'll come back to that later. I don't even remember what those do. I know that they, like, open up lore and stuff, and I think they might open up new areas, but we'll come back for it later. That's not something we need to worry about right now. I did it. So that's how you're supposed to do that. Or you could wait until you get the ability to basically let you fly and then do it later.
Oh, is that the one that you were saying lets you go pretty much everywhere?
You've seen it when we do our sound tests before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is something I don't remember at all, and I don't know if I ever figured this part out, but this is definitely endgame. I keep saying endgame. Post-game material. There's your basic ending, of course, and then you have what the fans call the post-game. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save. Maybe not. I don't know if I can get out of here. Alright, we're just going to have to do this. 13 hit points, we got this.
I believe in you.
Okay, don't stand there. Cheeky. Anti-grappling sections. There's gotta be an exit from here. Because I don't think I can get back up there. We've also only gotten 3 orbs. Where did I find the last one? I think I sent you a screenshot of this screen specifically when I played this the first time because we were laughing about how so many Metroidvania games have buzzsaws on them.
Yes.
I think it's really going to have to make me do this. If I can do this without taking damage or dying, I'll be happy, man. Okay, it looks like I can stand on that block without any...
I mean, you were right.
I was right. I just have to get through this room. I'm like super scared now. This is the part where I'm going to die, and it's going to be so embarrassing. Right, I'm pretty sure this next room just has the, like those claws that smack you. So as long as I don't get hit by those. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out where the safest save point is. I think it's still up. Oof, that scared me. I'm like, this is like intense. Alright, can I do it? Oh, we made it. We made it. Some spider jumps off the ceiling and just torches me. Alright, let's look in that room again just to make sure I'm pretty sure we're missing one. I don't know where it is though. So there was that secret area with the diskette, but we kind of confirmed that that wasn't an area that has an orb. I guess we can check it out again, just to be sure. Oh, there's a passage right here. I wonder if this is where it is. Is this where I was before that had the diskette? No, this is not.
No. Om-nom fish.
Yeah, the happy om-nom fish. I was trying to get the fish, and the tiny fish, and the big fish got me. Anyway, all the games I reviewed this month are ones I would recommend. It's really important to know what category you fall into as far as me recommending a thing. Like, just because I recommend it doesn't mean I think it's a must-play, per se.
Well, I mean, the whole point of a review is to describe the game to a level that somebody reading a review can make an informed decision about their own tastes and whether or not they'd enjoy the game.
Right. So, you watching this game, you say you would hate this game because you have to do runs before the boss.
Well, I mean, it's a balancing act. Like, there's elements in this game, I really like platforming. And this game has pretty solid looking platforming that looks very challenging, so I would really enjoy that part of the game.
Right. It's definitely a combination of both the combat and the platforming aspects, though. Like, one of the things I like about Ori and the Blind Forest is that it has very little combat, and so if you don't like combat, it's a great recommendation for people who just want the platforming.
Sure. Which is why I know I would almost certainly love that game, and still haven't played it for whatever reason.
Do you own it?
I do. The first one. I haven't bought the second one yet. I felt a little weird buying a game that I haven't played the first one of.
Reviewing the second game is always rough during the hype phase of when the game is released. Because if you have any opinion that isn't, this game is perfect, then all of a sudden it's a failure somehow.
Yeah. Well, I think that's any game where expectations are high.
Right. And a lot of people say it's better, and I think they have valid reasons for that. I personally feel like the combat doesn't help the game. I liked it more in the first game when I could recommend the game to people who didn't like combat, and it's no longer the case anymore. If the combat was excellent in Ori and the Will of the Wisps, then there wouldn't be any issues. The problem is it just doesn't have enough content. Hey, look, it's the eyeball head.
Wow. Funny that happened
Literally
right
just
after we were talking
this.
about that.
Like, the game only has, like, 5 bosses to fight, and anyway. I actually plan on doing a video review about it, and I still recommend it, highly recommend it. If you like the first game, you'll probably like the second one. I just don't feel like the combat was the major highlight of the game.
That's always the danger of introducing new mechanics.
Right.
Or not new mechanics, but expanding mechanics.
And it's sitting in a genre that has a lot of competition on that front, like Hollow Knight especially.
Sure.
Especially when your game has a lot of things that call back to Hollow Knight, it's really easy to compare to that. So again, the combat's definitely better mechanically than Ori and the Blind Forest. The combat in Ori and the Blind Forest is kind of terrible, so...
But it wasn't a focus at all.
Terrible is a strong word. It wasn't great. But it also wasn't intrusive. Like, there wasn't a lot of it, so it wasn't really a problem for me, anyway.
Sovereign says that the music is super calming, but the levels are filled with enemies and death traps. So there's some juxtaposition
Ori and the
there.
Blind Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the more relaxing games out there, in my opinion. But I feel like if Ori and the Will of the Wisps has a definitive edition like Ori and the Blind Forest had, that adds more bosses and more ways to really expand on that combat and play to its strengths, that its problems would be fixed.
Sure.
I think the mechanics are all there. It just really needs to use them to a great effect. Gosh, I did that wrong. This is the part where I start to get impatient as I'm trying to get back to the boss, right? Yeah. Especially this boss actually isn't really that hard, so I'm probably gonna die this time though because I kind of botched that run. It's a good boss, but compared to, like, I feel like the spider boss was more fun.
Sure. Well, more dynamic. Anytime you have a boss that doesn't really
Move right.
all that much.
We should come up with a name for this type of boss.
I always think of the wall
In Doom?
at the end of the first level of Contra
Oh, really?
as the quintessential not moving enemy or boss enemy.
I have that in beginning of Strider, I think. Like, dodging that wave is fun. And, you know, when the boss comes out of his statue, I guess, and starts moving around like this, it starts to get interesting.
Sure.
I don't know. I like dancing with spiders more than I like dancing with statues, it turns out.
I like that he keeps, like, waving at you.
I think he's supposed to be casting spells or whatever. Let's see if I can do this with 2 HP. Probably not. I came in here with like 13, so like if I came in here with full HP, this boss is dead.
Oh, so close.
I was really close. Spinning lasers are great, just don't do it too much. I've played a few games where the bosses basically all have the same attack patterns. It's funny that the first game that comes to mind is Zeo Drifter, because that game literally is about fighting the same boss over and over again with new patterns.
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen that game or...
I actually haven't, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, are you just yes-manning me? Don't yes-man.
Yeah, I totally was.
I think we're gonna make it near worse this time. It's really
That's
bad.
Alright, you got the pattern now.
The boss needs to like go back to boss school when the lead up to the boss is the part that's harder to avoid.
Harder than him. Well, that's why his not a very powerful boss. You're obviously going to invest more in security.
Right. He's like, the spinning laser's not working. These candle particles are really the thing that gets me the most. It's because everything else distracts you from it.
Right.
Shell now. Oh, yeah, I barely dodged that. You really want to avoid any of his main attacks, though, because those are the ones that do 3 damage.
Yeah, that'll knock you down in a hurry.
The candles are more of a niggle than they are a real threat.
But there's a reason that we remember our paper cuts.
I remember every single one since I was 4 years old. Especially the paper cut of 1992. That's not my
Savage.
I think I cut myself on 2 papers that day and a piece of cardboard.
Get it like right in the webbing between your fingers.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst. Sounds like you're remembering PT. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I got greedy.
I suffer from what you just did worse than almost anything.
the last second.
Yeah, the last second panic.
I've actually learned to remain fairly calm.
I've actually there have been certain games where I'll actually cover up the boss's health bar, and it's helped me beat the boss because I just focus on just doing consistent damage, and I don't. Oh man, I just have to hit him 1 or 2 more times. I gotta get in.
Right. Okay, this is not. Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm trying to no damage this boss. So I tried something at the beginning there, like to move through that. I mean, I could have gone back, and no, actually, I can't go back. Once you fall down that pit, you're stuck. So it's okay. What I always say is never just kill yourself when you're fighting a boss, because every second you spend with the boss is valuable experience for the next time you try.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean,
goodness gracious. All right, we got this time. Or next time. It's not gonna happen this time because I'm probably gonna get killed by candle flares.
death by candle.
Yeah. more likely, yeah. That's I saw that come out, and I knew that was my doom. I saw my future. Anyway, we're actually coming up on our time, so it'd be good to finish up with the boss. I like finishing up with bosses.
Good timing.
So other streams I'm planning on doing. Environmental Station Alpha, this was our second choice from Hollow Knight. I wanted to start out with a game that was somewhat popular. I know that Environmental Station Alpha is a lesser known popular game, but if you've been with anywhere that talks about Metroidvania games, it usually comes up. But the big thing I really want to stream is lesser known games that you would otherwise not. I know a lot of people want to see how I perform in games that they've seen before, but the main ones I want to show off are ones that haven't got a lot of footage on YouTube and that I feel like need more exposure. And so my next two main games, we're going to have like in between project short things that usually will take 1 or 2 seconds. But my next two games I really want to stream are Vision Soft Reset and Destroy Space Aliens. And I'll probably make those games the monthly spotlight when it happens. But of course, if anybody has any requests for streams, I'm always open to requests. I feel bad. I get a lot of requests, and I have like 25 requests for reviews that I really want to get to, and I think about it all the time, and I really want to get to them quickly. But I do my best.
Only so many hours in the day.
Right. I feel like I came in here with more hit points, and I'm doing worse than when I came in here with no hit points. Oh gosh. I was trying to hit the face at the same time as dodging, which is always a tough prospect. I thought I hit the candle just then. Come on. Just one more laser. Don't try and hit him, just go. Got him. Alright, let's see if I can survive getting out of this place now. Hooray!
Poor guy. He's just trying to wave at you.
He's just saying hi. It's not my fault I shoot lasers every time I wave.
It's his curse.
Alright, we have a new objective, the AI control room. And we have the heat resistant suit, which is good, because if we go into the heat area right now, we're going to die. And hopefully we're going to drop into a save point. I really would not like to... Okay, good. Alright, and I think that is a good place to stop for the week. Thank you for tuning in, Silverint, and anyone else who watches the archive. I appreciate your support, and I hope you're enjoying our conversation and the gameplay. And we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.